feels very uncomfortable to have my hair on this side of me. I don't know why I didn't do the other shoulder, but this feels wrong. Hello everybody, my name is Kara, and today I am here with my March TBR and currently reading. So there are a couple of readathons coming up that I am participating in, and those are the Irish Readathon, the year-long Rereadathon, and also I'm going to throw in a few books for National Women's History Month. The Irish Readathon is taking place throughout all of March, and it was created by 4 Irish booktubers: Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, Stephen from Elf Books, Jessica from Breathe and Read, and Leanne from Leanne Rose. I will link all of their channels down below. This readathon is taking place throughout all of March, and there are a few challenges that are of course optional, and I'm going to show you the books that I have picked out for those challenges. But before I get into the challenges, some other Irish books that I will be reading during the month are the Artemis Fowl series by Owen Colfer. Giselle Bradley and I are currently doing a reread project for all 8 of the Artemis Fowl books, 1 book per week. I will link my quick announcement video as well as Giselle's announcement video down below, and some of you guys have already said that you plan on joining in, which I am so happy about. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we have the Artemis Fowl files, which contains the 2 short stories and some other bonus material, and then I also have the first 2 books, Artemis Fowl and The Arctic Incident. And if we stay on schedule, I will be including the 3rd and 4th books in my March reading as well, but here are the ones that we're starting out with. Okay, now getting into the book challenges. Leanne's challenge is to read a book by an Irish author that was published in the last 10 years, and for that one I am going to be reading Asking for It by Louise O'Neill. This book is about a girl named Emma who is raped one night, and this follows the devastating consequences for her, and I've heard it's a really amazing deconstruction of rape culture and victim blaming, so this is definitely going to be a really important read, I think, and this also fits in really well for National Women's History Month. Stephen's challenge is to read an Irish classic or modern classic, and for that one I am going with Oscar Wilde, of course. I will be reading one of his plays that I have not read before. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick up yet, but I think this will be a really fun way to read some Irish classic works, because I obviously love Oscar Wilde and I'm pretty much always in the mood to read one of his plays. Jessica's challenge is to read a book by an Irish female author, and I'm going to double up on that one with Asking for It, but there is another book I'm going to talk about that could also work for that, so that one is definitely covered. Aoife's challenge is to read a book based or focused on an event in Irish history, and for that one I'm actually going to be reading a book that Aoife recommended in her recent female friendship video, which I will link down below as well, which I loved, and that is The Making of Molly by Anna Carey. I don't actually have this book yet. I will be ordering it so that I can read it during the month, but this follows Molly, our main character, who becomes involved in the Irish suffragette movement. I am really excited to get to that one. I think I'm going to really enjoy it. And finally, the bonus challenge is to read a book with green on the cover. Actually, that one I have already finished in the time between the readathon starting and me actually getting this video posted, and that is Heart's Blood by Juliet Marillier. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and actually it's one that's really based in Irish mythology and sort of like historical and fantastical elements from Irish folklore, which I did not plan on. I was in the middle of this book and thought I might as well throw it into March, and I did not even realize how perfectly it would fit. So I guess that's the upside of posting a TBR video kind of late, is you've actually already made some progress. So that's good, I guess. I will be talking more about this in my 5-star TBR wrap-up, because this is the last book that I included in my 5-star TBR predictions, so stay tuned to hear what I thought of it. The Rereadathon challenge for March is to reread a nonfiction, autobiography, memoir, that kind of book. And for that one I am rereading a sort of double biography, and that is Warpaint, Their Lives, Their Times, Their Rivalry by Lindy Woodhead. This book covers the lives and businesses of Elizabeth Arden and Helena Rubinstein, 2 cosmetics moguls who essentially were the first females to be at the top of any kind of business field. Even cosmetics at that time, which was a very female-focused, like, advertising kind of thing. Even cosmetics was highly dominated by men, so they were really the ones to kind of break through that barrier. They weren't always good people, but they were definitely good at what they did. I loved this the first time I read it, and I'm really enjoying rereading it right now. I am, as you can see, kind of tabbing some interesting bits, and I don't really do that a lot, so it's been kind of interesting. So I am currently in the middle of this. I think I'm about maybe not quite halfway through this book at this point, and like I said, really enjoying it. And finally, in the United States, March is National Women's History Month, so I have included a couple of books that I really would like to get to this month. So the first one is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. And from what I've heard, this book follows a group of girls, I think they are friends, I'm not sure, who kind of come together and start a really intense feminist like, sort of revolution and like take over their school, because one girl at their school was raped and she's being treated horribly because of it, and I think like nobody believes her. So these girls decide to take matters into their own hands and actually make things happen. I think like asking for it, this is going to be a really intense and powerful book. I'm just going to read you what looks like a brief email excerpt from the back. To undisclosed recipients from the Nowhere Girls. Dear friends and classmates, are you tired? Are you scared? Are you tired of being scared? Are you angry? We know what they did. Spencer Klimt, Eric Jordan, and Ennis Calhoun. We know they raped Lucy. We know they have hurt others, probably many of us. We know they will hurt more. Are you ready to do something? Are you ready to take matters into your own hands? Join us. Together we are stronger than they are. We will not be silent any longer. Love, the Nowhere Girls. So that was pretty much enough to hook me, and I'm really interested to get into this one. I also want to make a point to read some feminist fantasy books this month, being Feminist Lit Feb. For the majority of the month I was reading like contemporary kind of feminist books, which is totally fine, but I am a fantasy girl at heart, and one of the things I love most about fantasy is the way it can handle real world issues like sexism and racism in a setting that is not our own. And one of the books I really want to get to soon is Tess of the Road by Rachel Hartman. I've basically been anticipating this book since before it had a title, since Rachel Hartman just alluded to the fact that she was writing another book on her blog. She wrote Serafina, which I absolutely adored, and I have heard some really amazing things from reviewers I really trust about this book, and I think it's just going to be a really like powerful kind of character study and just a really well done take on like sexism and rape culture and all of those things in a fantasy world. So I'm really hoping to get into this one soon as well. Okay, you guys, so these are all or most of the books I'm hoping to get to in March, with a couple of readathons and just some really exciting reading coming up. I'm obviously very excited to get into all of these, and let me know if you guys are participating in any of these readathons. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!